Alright. Stream is a go. Still kind of waking up and having like a little over an hour plus nap. I think I spend more of my time after work napping than I have like anything else. Should get it going. There we go. All the controller buttons and such working. You got the things and the stuff going on. Tad loud apparently. Alright. Oh, right, I gotta change this because it's not the regular Super Metroid randomizer. This one will not let you pre-save settings, which is kind of annoying. I mean, I guess not really, just it's a good convenience item that the Super Metroid Rando has. Like, as soon as the Super Metroid Link to the Past combo, it really hasn't had any updates in a while. Or there's even any like discussion still going on. Resources? Yeah, they got the Discord going on. To links. Yeah, I think last time this was updated was like early this year, I want to say. Changes. Yeah, back in like March was the last update for SMZ3. That was when they made the key sanity a regular thing. Which I kind of wish they did that in a different way for Metroid, but anyway. Let's go ahead and get going. I think we got everything set up. So I got stream stuff set, or Twitch channel set up. Got the right splits on. Got the tracker. It's audio tracking. All right. And I feel like that should not be blank, but I guess it is. Oh, it should be, because I had somebody follow recently. Oh, that does not help at all. Yeah, that. Okay. Alright, not worry about that then. Anyway, so let us begin. Wait. I'm almost forgetting the basics of SMZ3. Okay. This piece art there. $20. Leave me alone. I've literally done nothing yet. Bombs. Those are not bombs. I don't know if I actually needed him to die or not. I don't think I did. Arrows. So far, I am not intrigued by the drops. There's missiles. Oh, damn it. Oh, nice. I did not expect that to actually work. I am taking bombs. Never turn down bombs at the start of a run. If I was smart, I would have grabbed the middle one first. I could have saved like a quarter second. Ooh. Pretty rare you get the Book of Endora that early. So it does give us access into Desert Palace, although we can't really do that much in there yet. The tree poles suck. I mean, I guess 10 arrows for the tier 3 isn't too bad, but eh. Especially when you don't even have a bow to start with. Boop. More money. More money. It's kind of a slow start so far. Okay, we can do sick it right away. That's always nice. More bombs, cool. Okay, we can do basically everything in Kakariko right away. Ooh. Okay, now I'm starting to get some decent convenience items. Activate the burb. Ready for Chicken Hut. And we're back to the boring items. Suppose it was not meant to last. We're probably gonna be buying more bombs after we do this check right here. Just make sure we got enough for the mini Moldorm cave. Yeah. And this is where food is about to come in handy. So we don't have to save and quit. I suppose I could have actually just gone to the bomb hut and gotten bombs for free that way, but oh well. Okay, the supers are nice at least. And supers are kind of basically more important later on in the run. Early on, you want to at least get 1 or 2 packs so you can open doors of Metroid quickly. That's, for the most part, just what they're used for. But when you start getting to like lower Nerfare, then you definitely want more super missiles. You know what? We'll take the refund on the bombs we got. Alright, hopefully this doesn't go poorly. Because this first Moldorm can be trolling. But nope, he's cool. Getting that money. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, money's nice. Bond refund is kind of nice. Still not enough for Zora, though. Even then, we don't have the ability to get to the waterfall fairies, which would minimize the usefulness of going in that area. How do I want to do this? What I think what we'll do is we'll fake Flipper over to Hobo. Then we'll go towards Harasala and Eastern and see what we can get from there. Hopefully we get something more offensively inclined than just bombs. Or maybe even like Morph Ball or Speed Ball. Morph Ball, Speed Booster, or a Screw Attack would give us access to more stuff in Metroid. Loot is already paying off dividends. Why am I dropping frames already? Alright, so we know the island doesn't have anything. At this point, I don't know if it's faster just to flute to the 5 spot and then go to Sarasala from there, or just to walk from here. I think they might be about the same amount of time, so we'll just go this route. Yeah, I think this way is actually a little bit faster because there's well, no, I guess it's technically it's one more screen transition this way. Yeah, I think the difference is probably marginal at most. A lot of menu between flute and bombs, though. Kind of the one downside to this. Okay. 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 That was a combination of items. None of it offensive, though. I mean, Grapple Beam is marginally offensive to some enemies. That's basically about it. Oh, come on. Oh, game, please. At least now if I die, I'll be at the start of Eastern. Right. One thing to consider is that with Flute, we do have access to Death Mountain, which does give us access to the high jump boost check. Oh no, it only gives us access to the one check in that area because we don't have Morph Ball yet. Okay, so theoretically, Flute gives us access to Metroid, but not really a lot without Morph Ball. Now, if only the grapple beam was also hookshot from Link to the Past, we can do this section a little bit faster. Oh, that sucks. Alright, we could get the heart under the pot, under the chest there, but honestly, we'll be able to get another heart for sure, at least in the next room. I'm not gonna get that much benefit out of it. Then we could pick up a third heart in the other pot on the lower section of this area anyway. Ah, you bastard. I thought that was too far to the right. Damn it. Oh, damn it. I'm lost. No! Honestly, the other play might just be to go ahead and go to Hyrule. Go through the prologue and Uncle. Really? Okay, there's an item on the boss that we can't get to without the bow. So we're not at optimum amount of health, which is also unfortunate. There's nothing I can do to avoid the... Oh, actually, we can't even damage boost then. I mean, we could try damage boosting, but I'd really rather not. How about this setup? I got plenty of bombs. The skeleton is gonna be the hardest one to nail with this. Never mind. There we go. That's not that helpful. We already got the sanctuary chests. Here are just a heart piece. Hopefully we get something useful from Uncle. Not gonna be a sword. I mean, those are nice, but they're useless without Warp Ball. Let's do this and try to get the tier 2 tree pull. I mean, that gives us like bombs or anything to refill those. Because we're going to need damage if we want to complete the prologue. Well, damn it. God damn. Oh my god, why? So, Blue Rupee... Okay, they do drop kind of bombs. I don't think we have enough bomb. Actually, yeah, we don't have enough offense for the full thing right now. Unless we just happen to get a weapon within the first couple things. Let's try to farm more weaponry. I know that these guys drop bombs. We can go through enough of them. Which I don't know if we really can, because I think everything down here is going to be a blue guard, which would take like 2 pots to kill one. Yay, another bottle. Yeah, if you're a blue guard, you would take 2 bombs. No. Yeah, 2 bombs and 2 pots. Oh, do only take 1 pot, okay. There we go. That's what I wanted. I didn't want you to trigger yet. I know I'm not going to get another 4-pack for a while. We'll see if we can at least go out to the next one. Never mind. Wait, what pack are they in then? I don't remember that being like any kind of prize pack. There's like money, then mana, then bombs, then more bombs. Huh. Okay, barely. That's not what I want to do. Anyway, okay. Oh, that's not... God damn it. Oh my god. There. Okay, so we can get one more chest. Yeah, I don't... I guess I don't really have a way to see where I am, though. Yeah, we're not going to worry about Dark Cross for now. Well, damn. Still no gloves, so we can't do the back of escape. So let's go ahead and go to... Yeah, we can go to Death Mountain, but we still don't really have enough to be able to save the old man yet. We could always do Desert. Because it is actually in logic. Oh my god. Oh god, why? I want to at least see what's up here. The top of Spec Rock is just 20 bucks. Inside Spec Rock. Power bombs. I'll pass on those. Yeah. Ah, damn it. Okay, fine. Didn't need those anyway. So maybe there's something at the Vanilla Morph Ball check. That is the only thing that's in logic and right now outside of the Lower North Fair check we just did. I actually made that jump, nice. Come on. Actually, high jump boots does put the ceiling. Ooh, sword. Okay. Doesn't really give us. Well, I guess it does let us do some things in desert easier. It's not the worst thing to get. Just 20 bucks. Okay, we'll keep the sword though. We'll head back to Zelda. We'll do Agina, and we'll do what we can in Desert. What else can we do? We have a sword now that doesn't really do anything on its own. Damn it. Gotta figure out how to do this with high jump. Oh, nice. Okay, that's one benefit of having a high jump at least. Well, actually, this does... But I'm gonna need health first. I think you can get hearts here. I don't think it's worth actually getting a potion right now, especially given that we only have like 3 max health. I'll buy these. Then we'll go to Death Mountain, and then we'll save the old man. So we can at least get the save and quit point axe or opened up. Then we'll go to Desert. I suppose we could also do the shovel check too at some point. Okay, nothing useful item-wise, but we got the save and quit. Okay. Just barely avoiding getting bodied. So Desert Ledge has an E-tank, which is nice, but not immediately necessary. I actually might just skip it for now, because I really don't... I mean, we have a decent amount of health from Metroid already. We don't have any or we don't really need to go anywhere dangerous yet. And by don't need, I mean can't. Alright, so what's in the first chest? Okay, so let's just get the big chest. Which I'm kind of hoping gives us access to the small key so we can do everything on the right side and then take that right to Agina. God damn it, there's a small key. So, we need boots. Well, we need boots to get the items, but we don't need it to be the dungeon. There we go. Okay, so I guess considering we're about to go to Metroid soon, and we're already on this side, let's go ahead and get the E-tank. We'll stop at Agina just to make sure we don't forget about him. And then we'll go back to Metroid. I think we'll go back to... well... I'm not sure where I want to start, actually. Because normally I like to start actually at the ship and kind of make my usual route from there. But we don't have enough power bombs to be able to do Gauntlet early, which kind of makes that more annoying to do. Not to mention less complete. So my other option is starting at Lower Norfair, but then the pathing is even more awkward. I don't know. Nothing else here in Zelda we can do at this point. Alright, so I think I'll stop... yeah, I'll stop at the 230 missiles and Bomb Chorizo, see if any of them drops either power bombs or regular bombs, maybe even screw attack. And if possible, try to use that to get through the gauntlet. Or Speed Boost would actually kind of work too. Then we could use Speed Boost to get to the first half of it, and then use our 5 power bombs for the rest. If we're actually blessed enough to have that work. Okay. Love is nice. Gives us access to the back of Sanctuary, as well as the... it doesn't give us access to the Desert Palace boss yet, because we still need a fire source. But still closer than we were before. Oh god, now I gotta figure out how to make this work. High jump. Oh, actually that's not so bad. Okay, I guess maybe it is. Okay, how did I get it up there the first time? Oh, I almost had it. Okay, that seems to be a little more pixel perfect than the regular era jobs, it seems. There we go. Okay, so no gauntlet, or no early gauntlet for us, I should say. Oh yeah, we have spring ball too. So I can actually do some warp ball jumps a little bit more reliably. Ooh, man. Oh, that might mean... Okay, if we find lanterns soon, then that means Agnums are going to be required. Which would kind of suck. Although we still could find, like, a hammer soon as well and avoid Ag entirely. I'm not sure which is more likely at this stage. All things considered, I think I'm doing pretty decently time-wise right now. More supers there, which is nice. Especially when I'm getting low on supers. Hey, power bombs. And less than power bombs. Ah, damn. Too much of an angle. Get a PB refill. Okay, more supers. Back down. Come on. That was almost how the damage boosts were supposed to work. Money. I think that does give us our Zora cash at this point. Oh, I think I jumped too early there. That still worked. Actually, that might be too low. Yeah, that was too low, damn it. Oh, almost made it. I almost got the Mission Impossible. That would have been so cool. Yeah, I think it's one of those like almost double frame perfect tricks to be able to get out of that easily. too far to the right. There we go. I'll take those. Capacity's not bad. Although in SMZ3C, we're more likely to be able to get the more likely to get silver arrows than not. The fact that they're a separate item entirely. So arrow capacity isn't necessarily as useful in SMZ3 as it is in a regular Link to the Past. Okay, so now that we have access to pretty much everything else back up there, we'll start heading back toward our wreck ship. Oh, I almost made that. Also, not sure how I got that shot, but I'll take it. I'll take the E-Tank, especially with trying to do Phantoon with no armor. There we go. Oh, nice. Oh, actually, I kind of want to... It's actually not... So I do not have regular bombs. So 1, 2 to get inside. 3, 4, 5. Okay, we can basically get everything else, I think, with just what we have now. 1, 2. I think we're good. I can adjust if I need to after Billy Mays, but I think I should be good to get everything else that's down here. I'm gonna turn those off before I accidentally use one. Okay, that's even less necessary. Oh, come on. How did that not work? That's more like it. Burn arrows. Everything's sucking now. Get there. Oh my god, please. Game. Game hates me today. Bomb capacity we will take. Because in Zelda, it's generally better to have more bombs than less. Anyway. So we'll go to the ship, we'll save, we'll check to see what's in Gauntlet. If there's nothing important, we'll probably just reset back to the ship and go to back to our ship and then go to wreck ship from there. Or we'll just come back here if there actually is something useful. At least we have enough PBs to do this. I'm not used to the high jump version of this. This might take a little longer than usual. Or I might eventually just like unequip high jump and do the normal way. Because technically you only need to do one wall jump with this, but I'm just less practiced with it. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. For real this time. Not yet worth keeping. Oh my god. Anyway. That's not worth it. Into a trick I haven't really done in a while. That's too far. And then I'm also not really all that consistent with this yet either. Okay, so I need 2 pixels of the visor, and that's basically as far as I need to be, or as far as I can be. Nope. Ah, damn. So one thing that does suck is I'm going to have to keep using power bombs to be able to break through that every time I fail. I think that thing regenerates after a certain amount of time. Ah, damn. Yeah, because the timing on the wall jump there is kind of awkward. I can't remember if it's more like before or after you actually see the attempted wall jump there. I know I have done this before. What the hell am I doing? I had easy mode. You can't say I didn't try to be cool, at least. Made the attempt. Meh. Plus, we don't really need power bombs for this section anyway, so it doesn't really affect things that much. That was not enough of a jump. Yeah, this section is also a little bit awkward to do if you only have high jump for movement. Actually, no, I think it's it's speed booster that makes this more especially awkward. High jump, kind of, but not nearly as much as speed booster. Because if you don't have high jump boost and you have speed booster, then your jump height is altered in kind of strange ways. Just make sure you're not a threat. That's what you're doing that fast. I mean, I guess this is our first heart in Zelda. It's not exactly exciting, but take what I can get. Alright, we should be pretty decent with this fight with 60 tanks worth of health. Assuming I don't get like too reckless. Damn. Oh, gladly take big health in this fight. Hate the lingering hitbox. Okay, that was a decent Doppler, I think. Oh, come on. That tune cheats. Yes! I was going to put absolutely improvised Doppler phase too. It's one of those things where I'm not even counting the amount of missiles before shooting the super, I'm just kind of getting a feel for it. I've actually been doing pretty good on that so far. I'm thankful for that much. If we got the enrage phase, I was most likely dead. Like, not even a slight chance of surviving. Oh, okay. I didn't get the one in the back. Seemed weird. Oh, hell yeah. This was definitely the place to sequence break. Ooh, hell yeah. I repeat my prior statement. I don't think I can actually get to that check yet, or actually maybe with high jump I can. I think with the regular high jump, I think I can just jump out of the water and do a wall jump on the little platform. Give it a shot. Maybe not. If I can, it's probably like frame perfect. I don't feel like doing that kind of thing right now. Oh, I need to turn high jump back on. That's why I wasn't. Okay. So because I'm dumb, let's try that again. See, that's what it's supposed to do. Okay. So since we have very low health, I'm going to be very cautious. There we go. And once we find like 20 rupees here, we can just safely reset. Come on. Okay, that's actually important. Although that does actually mean Aghanim is in logic. Balls. Oh crap. Oh right, I have Varia. I have reduced environmental damage. We're good. Okay, so because of the importance of that, I'm gonna resave. So make sure I don't lose it. Because this health is kinda concerning, not gonna lie. I like to might farm some of these things here, because they do drop big health, usually. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Oh, so it's one regular and one super. Good to know. Okay, that kind of worked out. At least got a little bit of health back, too. Come on. And just money. Now let's see if I can avoid dying. Bavaria is nice. It's not like Gravity Suit as far as enemy damage. Nice. Okay, not important. You know what? Just in case this is space jumper or bombs, let's get this first. Oh, half magic. Not progression, but I'll sure shall take it. I also love how you can wall jump off the back of them, but not the front. Wait, I could have just ridden the other one. Oh well. We'll take easy mode. Come on. Any day now. I am so taking that. You cannot stop me. Okay, that's a decent amount of health. I should have time to clean my glasses now. That's a plus. Anything important? Nope. Even less important. Not like I'm worried about running out of missiles or anything. Oh god. Yeah, those guys hurt. Even with Varia. Kind of getting somewhere as far as offense. Missiles. I'll take it. Yeah, Link is still very health poor. Goddamn. There we go. Freaking out. Okay. At least we have various, so those spikes aren't doing nearly as much damage as they could be doing. We'll take that. Might be progression, and it's definitely a safety. Oh my god. I didn't want to kill that one, actually. Because otherwise, it's a little hard to see the blocks here. Make sure I don't, like, die on them. Run on the spikes. Alright. Slow refill time. Now I'm getting paranoid. Ah, almost got 3 in a row. Nope. One of these days I'll get something else useful. Finally got my sense of timing down on the quick kill for that fight, which is really nice. I mean, I'm not going to turn down Zelda health, which when we're still like Green Mill at like an hour into the seed. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, now we're basically unstoppable. Ah, damn. Did not time that right. Okay, so how do I want to do this? We'll finish up the high jump boost check. Yeah, I think we'll still basically try to like fully complete the area. We just won't be able to turn into like an early Crocomire, which would kind of suck. Actually, I'm like, maybe they do. Okay, they do. Heart piece. Not as interested in heart pieces as I am like full heart containers. But... oh, hell yeah. Let's see what's down here first, just to make sure we're not missing anything important. Ooh, that is important. Okay. We definitely want to get that. No, I'll take that. Yeah. What did that game? Quit cheating me. We don't really need Bloomerang. Ooh, ether's nice. We'll take that. Okay, now we're less of a sponge in Zelda. It's kind of hard to avoid that. May as well embrace it. Saw that coming. Okay. Not nearly as helpful as it was earlier, but I'll still take it. Oh wait, we don't have proper wave, so we can't quite do that glitch. Or not that gate, I should say. It's still possible to do the glitch on, but it's not really anywhere near as valuable for that particular gate. Just given that we just can, go right under it. Vanilla Speed Booster. That's a thing. Alright then. Also, I completely forgot to actually do the ice beam check. I was planning on doing before I came out to this area, but oh well. Actually, we don't need to do that. I mean, we probably should for the sake of super missiles, but like, we're gonna be fighting Crocomire, and it's gonna kind of suck if we have to use just charge beam and regular missiles. But if that's how it must be, then that's how it must be. Or we can get some supers here. That works too. Damn, them supers drops. Oh, that was actually cool. Get up there. I don't know if any of these guys drop supers. Those are regular. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Maybe the guys in here will drop some more supers. Ah, come on. Game. That was a couple supers at least. Oh, hell yeah. Thanks to sequence breaking, we do not need to fight Aghanim. Actually, there's a farming section up here. Well, at least these guys also drop supers. I think that... Oh, this is a save room, not a farm room. But still. You get more supers, and that's the important bit. I think it generally takes about 6 supers to get Crocomire out without, like, missing any shots. I knew. Okay. That's good. Okay, so once we get done with the Crocomire, that's gonna be basically everything we can do in Metroid for now. But we got plenty of stuff we can do in Zelda. Aw, that was almost cool. there's anything we don't need right now is reserve tanks. No. Squish. Double squish. Yeah, the problem is if you try to do like the multi-step short charge and you fail it, you can actually make it take longer to get to the speed stage. It's kind of annoying. Okay, not finding as much useful down here. Squish. Oh, come on. I guess we'll take those. But yeah, nothing else we can do in Metroid. I mean, we could do Waterway, but that's, pardon the unintended pun, kind of out of the way. Let's for just one check. I don't know why it's next to impossible to get the jump out of that door. Well, okay, so Hookshot does let us get through the rest of Death Mountain as well. I think we actually want to... Actually, first off, what dungeons are what? Actually, we don't even have Moon Pearl yet. I am glad I noticed that. In that case, we do just want to keep doing Light World stuff. I hope this is one of those seeds where Moon Pearl is like right on Pyramid, so that game is still required even with the sequence breaking. That would be kind of annoying. We at least have this. Okay, never mind, we have Moon Pearl. Ooh, and Cane of Samaria, nice. Oh, he definitely owes her our money. We're still lacking Hammer, though, which is kind of the sucky bit. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Actually, I think what would have been better just to go to Hera first. Oh well. Okay, nothing useful on the floating island. Yeah, we can actually finish all Light World dungeons right now. Damn it. Oh my god. that's not helpful. Yeah, let's go start finishing up dungeons. We know there's an item on the boss here. Okay, there's one item I would like to have right now. It was like anything else, it'd be boots. That way, something like these re-entries wouldn't feel like they're taking as long to do. I would actually say yes, amazingly enough. Yeah, the only real quote-unquote troll thing was trying to find Morph Ball, which wound up being inside the big chest in Desert Palace. Otherwise, we've actually been getting quite a bit of items when we need them. In fact, we're actually still all within logic, too, which is kind of unheard of. I'm actually kind of thinking this might be a sub 3 seed if the rest of it goes well enough. There's one thing that does help is that we know that the three light world dungeons are all crystals. So there's actually a half decent chance that stuff like Turtle Rock and Skull Woods are both just pendants, which means we may not even technically need Fire Rod. To be an interesting experience. I think so. Because of the okay, there is a room in Ganon's tower that sucks to do without Fire Rod, but it's still doable with Lantern. I think it's probably still logically required for that, but yeah, it is possible to do that with just Lantern. I think that's the only room I could think of that would be special for that outside of, like, you know, Skull Woods and Turtle Rock. Actually, you know what? We have access to everything else around here, so why not? Let's also save us time from doing the book reading, too. Damn it. We do need Fire Rod to enter Skull Woods, but that depends on whether or not we actually even need to enter Skull Woods. Which actually we can check. Skull Woods is not required. Turtle Rock is not required. We may not need Fire Rod. This might be the seed. And, well, Thief Sound is green pen, and that's kind of annoying. But, otherwise, not looking too bad. Okay, so knowing what we need, so we have Hookshot. What else do we need? Okay, we need Hammer. Oh god, 2 reserve tanks right next to each other. We need Flippers. We don't need Boots because we already have the big key for Desert. That alone gives us access to the boss. We need Flippers to access Ice Palace and Logic. We have Ether, so we have access to Mire. We have Canis Samaria, so we can full clear that dungeon. Actually, we could also enter Lord Norfair from here. That was not the right place to mirror. I'll play this over here. How do I want to do this, actually? Okay, so we'll finish up Desert. We'll do Mire. And I think we actually might just go to Lower Norfair and take out Ridley. then continue the Zelda stuff after that. This almost feels like it's starting to ride out too well right now. I'm getting suspicious. 2 for 1. Yeah, we need flippers, we need hammer. I think that's all we need for go mode, technically. Not a bad fight. Those regular bombs. Yeah, because at least as far as Metroid goes, we have everything we need to beat the game. Well, except for gravity, but we don't really need that for a while still. Not sure if that's actually the slower way to get to the entrance or not, but oh well. Yay, vanilla medallion. Oh wait, actually no, we do need... Well... Okay. Technically, Fire Rod is required for Ice Palace, but we can actually use Bombos to get through Ice Palace as well. So again, it's still possible we actually don't need Fire Rod to beat this seed. I'm looking forward to that possibility. Yeah, if we get Bombos first, then we don't care about Fire Rod. Ow. I think there are 3 items in this. I always forget how many items are in each these dungeons. Mire in particular. And of course it's a Godmire when we're not ready for it to be Godmire. I'm kind of hoping there's a progression item in here now to justify the fact that we're not using this as go mode. Do that. Yeah, at this point I think we have to full clear this dungeon. We have like no items yet whatsoever. Excuse me? They're really that low on health? Well, that's kind of annoying. That's not what I want. Alright, so the second room here is going to be a little more annoying without good long-range attack. But I guess technically hookshot does count, but it also stops you from moving. And I don't think it kills the whiz rogues. But it doesn't really matter, apparently. We still got through it decently. so we do still need to hit the switch to get that down. But otherwise, we don't need to do the torches or anything. Ah. I actually kind of want to make it a goal for the seat now to not even use fire rod if I can. Just because the idea of that is just so kind of unusual. Now, the one problem with that would be that the room, like I mentioned, that's hard to do with lantern, with lantern, but it's still possible. I think I might have done that with lantern like once in my entire life. So it might take me a few attempts to actually get through. We got one item. Good. 2 items. Okay, I want to say there's 3 items in this dungeon, grand total. I think there's too many chests left otherwise. Well, I can't say that with absolute certainty. We'll need hookshot next, I know that much. Small key. So I think we have the map and compass both already. Right? Maybe there's another item on the boss? Okay, no, there's only 2 items in this dungeon. Hereby stand corrected. So we could have skipped the big chest and that small chest, but honestly, it wouldn't have been that much of a time difference, I don't think. Maybe like 5 seconds. And there's no point in arming the spooky glitch because we don't have fire rods, so we can't do that, and even then I'm not really consistent with keeping it activated, which is unfortunate. Wait, I want to use the bow first. Well, I could use hookshot, but actually I do want to use hookshot because otherwise I don't have much else I can damage Vitreous. This fight's actually going to kind of suck. Now that I'm realizing my low arrow count. I think I actually might do a quick refill on health as a precaution. Because all of Vitreous hurts without any kind of armor. They just drop money, miscellaneous stuff. Yeah, no arrows. At least Master Sword isn't the worst to fight Vitreous with, but it still kind of sucks. Actually, we have half magic and we have cape. There we go. All good. Alright, so that is 3 crystal dungeons. 4 to go. Actually, if I can save Era for last, we can change that directly into Ganon's Tower. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't do that already. Yeah, from here I want to go to Metroid. Yeah, the Ridley fight will be a little bit riskier because I don't have Gravity Suit, which is going to make me do slightly less... Actually, I don't know if I even want to... Yeah, I think I'm going to skip Gold Chorizo because I don't have the ammunition or firepower for it. I do have regular bombs now. At least use that. Hopefully Gold Chorizo doesn't have anything. Actually, we can just farm supers in here. I don't necessarily want to leave items back down here if I don't have to. This is a pretty noticeable pain to get back through here. I mean, maybe not as much because we do have the Zelda fire access, but yeah, so I don't want to have to backtrack back to here if I don't have to. It's kind of the key part of the statement. I think 30 Miss Subas is basically enough to take out Gold Chorizo. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, game. Game, please. One more farming session. Then we'll be ready. Alright, mostly drop big health. That's good to know. Perfect. Wow. I was not expecting to cut it that close. Okay, so we can forget the other item. And we did get some super missiles back, which is also nice. In fact, having extra supers for the Ridley fight is going to be helpful too. Yeah, I'm semi-certain this is a faster farming than the room just before Ridley for supers. Because these guys are guaranteed to drop supers. Except that one dropped the health for some reason. I don't know what happened there, but okay. I think I'll just do one more farm and then I'll move forward, because we should be able to pick up some more on the way anyway. Yeah, I kind of screwed up that movement, but oh god. There we go. That jump was way too early. Up there. Did I jump? Damn, I didn't jump. Space jump failing. In there. God. Even with gravity suit, those guys do like 50 damage, so kind of want to keep your health up as much as you can. Can I shoot these? I cannot just shoot these. Wow, net zero on super missiles. Usually you at least gain a couple there. Like that. A little bit of pre-farming. Alright, I might take this fight a little bit more cautiously because I don't have quite the damage reduction that I normally do. Okay, so that's kind of stuck. That's close enough. I'm not sure how they got desynced. Okay, they got resynced, which is good. One more super just to make sure. No, that's not a super. Regular. Oh my god, please. Game. Game. He's doing me a good. That is not doing me a good. There we go. That should be perfect. That was a crappy fire rate. I feel like that should be enough. Yep, okay. Plenty of power bombs. Yeah, piece of heart, especially at a fresh start. One piece of heart's not going to do anything. But at least we got Ridley beat. And I'm starting to kind of doubt the possibility of the sub 3 hour at this point. And no. Okay, I like even like the basic pellet shot can let you get the weird iframes through them. Hey. You doing? Anyway. Come on. Oh! Okay, that's a good find. Especially before Meridia. We can at least microwave something. Yep, come on, get up there. Plus, we can take care of the regular enemies down here, like something decent. Yeah, we definitely don't need any more of those. Oh, right, no gravity. My movement sucks in there. How did I get the ball jump there? Alright, so we can't do anything with Meridia yet. But otherwise, we basically got everything else taken care of. So let's do Pod next. Unfortunately, if we don't find Flipper soon, we're going to be at a point where we're going to have to kind of search for everything. Yeah, let's focus on getting dungeons first. Never mind. We can't do... Okay, we can do... We can go to Village of Outcasts. Even though none of the dungeons around here are actually ones we need. That's kind of the part that sucks. I think we'll do stuff like Smith Chain, since most of that's on the way to what we're trying to do. But we're going to leave the pendant dungeons for later. We can. I might dip into Thieves Town. We can get the first 4 chests without too much hassle. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Yeah, if we don't get anything useful in the first 4 chests, we're just regardless of what happens, we're up in the first 4 chests, then we're out. Okay, that's required to be in one of the first 4, so hopefully the rest of these are items. And useful ones at that, like flippers and boots. And hammer. That is neither flippers, boots, nor hammer. Okay. Well, that's not a good sign. Okay, so we got 2 of the items in here. Yeah. Not much going on there. That's not particularly helpful. The shovel game, don't do all the Smith's chain stuff. We can get quite a bit of items in this path, at least. Wow, first chest. Or first dig. Too bad we didn't actually need it. And no. What are you doing? We could still do Magic Bat. We have to re-enter Dark World, but it's actually not that bad because we do have the gloves, so we have the quicker access to it. Yeah, I think we will go ahead and do that after this. Hey. What are you doing? I didn't put that too close? Okay. Actually, no, I need to do this part anyway. Anyway. Why do you do this? Anyway. Anyway, clock. Why you gotta use clock? Okay. We end up getting Fire Rod anyway. So it does guarantee we can get through Ice Palace. Even if we don't find Bombos. Oh god. Menus. Bye. Why are you an Eddie? Yo. You think you're special? Nope. I just got stabbed in the eye by his whiskers. Which is not a sentence that should be uttered. Like, ever. Yo. Yeah, we could theoretically just go to Light, or Mirror to Light World, then float over to the turn-in point. But I do want to make sure we can get to the tablet as well, which requires us to be in Dark World in that area. Especially because Dark World access is kind of annoying right now. Definitely want to make the most of this while I can. We don't need more E-tanks. Oh, I hope I picked that back up. God damn it. I blame you, Eddie. I blame you for distracting me. Anyway, you like this. Pause. Why? Why are you appear? Eddie. Eddie, why are you being all coy? Just lay down in peace. Okay, I'm glad we got that in Zelda, so we don't have to go in the menu and turn that off. Next, when you get either Plasma or Spazer in Link to the Past, it does not auto-equip the beam for you, but if you get it in Super Metroid, then it does. But since we got Spazer in Zelda, we are not having our Plasma unequipped, which is nice. Okay, not helpful. Okay, so no early access into... Oh crap. Okay, actually, our slides didn't get put back in the Dark World. Yeah, we did. Andy. Hi. Even Ed. He's so great. No. Our entity Ed. Every time. That is one of the least hype caves I've seen in a while. I'm just realizing something. We can't even get to Pod from this particular area. Let's fake flipper our way into ice then. Because we do need to beat that anyway at some point. Lay down. Please lay down without stabbing me. Rule number one about love. Do not stab people you love. You know what? We're actually not that far off. That's not the right teleporter. Okay, why? Okay, not helpful. I forgot the menu is still slow. Yeah, it's better than nothing. Heart piece. Which, to be fair, would be another full heart container. Giant green mail would be kind of nice. Actually, we're not really going to be able to because we get into the swimming state after this anyway. Alright. We'll heal back up at the old man. Then we'll head to ice Ice Palace. That's a lot of bombs. And speaking of bombs, yeah, I was in the right positioning. Wasn't a bad backup though. Anyway. Kitty. Claws. Okay, getting all this. Oh, right, without hammer we can't technically get all the stuff here. I forgot about that. So one chest here we're going to be missing. Thankfully we got both the small keys already, so we should be fine on that front. That's not good. Yeah, I'd rather do it this way. Try to avoid damage as much as I can. Please. One item. I think there's only 2 items in Ice Palace. We're still missing the map. And the big key. I'm not sure how I feel about the big key part yet. Alright. I always forget which freaking pile the pot is on. And time to say bye-bye to full health. Okay, there's a big key. We actually can get the big chest. So I think the next one is either going to be a small key or the map. Which, if that's the case, then it doesn't matter what the boss has. We don't actually need the other one. Oh, goddammit, I forgot we need a freaking hammer for this, too. So... Rack. Okay, so we'll dip. Yeah. The sub 3 dreams are fading. Yeah, we'll try to dip in at least the front and middle portions of Skullwoods. See if maybe there's any special items in there, because I think Skullwoods has 3 items in it. And SMZ3 does have the safety key, so we can just go in here right away. Ah, damn it, too far. There's one. Well then. Getting all the small keys. Is there anything useful back here? Yeah, because I'm basically going to do everything in my power to not have to actually do Aghanim. Okay, so where could the hammer be at this point? Because that's kind of the biggest thing blocking our ability to do stuff. Oh, that's 2 items. But it's possible the hammer could be in its vanilla dungeon. But I don't know how likely that would be, given that Aghanim would technically be a requirement to get to Darkhold to begin with. It's also possible that hammer is at Hera, and we're kind of holding that off in error. I think that seems to be the most likely possibility, honestly. We did get capes in my early, so maybe there's something useful in Bumper Cave. Hey, just 1. Nope, just 20 bucks. Actually, I'll pick up those arrows. So no go with any boots checks, but I can at least get Graveyard Ledge while I'm here. There'd be one possibility. And I'll take him. I don't really need him at this point, though. Although right now they would be faster than using just Charge and Plasma against Mother Brain, so I guess that is still kind of the right idea. Alright, let's see how well I can remember how to do this. Nope, that's not what was supposed to happen. Nope, back way. Yeah. He's in the way. Come on. There we go. That's how you do it. It's been a while since I've had to use that, so got a little rusty. I want to see cheating. I could look up how to do exploration glitch. then you would definitely notice some weird shenanigans with the game. It's not cheating, it's exploiting the game mechanics. It's a very fine line. Didn't even help anyone. Yeah, the game should have been built better. Which, to be fair, you can do a lot of things in this game and it will not, like, necessarily crash or anything. It'll still keep playing like normal. Like, how many like old like Nintendo or Super Nintendo or the like games actually ever like properly crashed outright? I don't know if I've ever actually heard any instances of that. Unless you count like certain hard locks as like crashes, but I'm not sure what the definition for that would be. I'm half expecting to find boots here. To the point where, like, if we had fought Aghanim at the start, like we technically probably should have, we actually would have had, like, good speed. Bomb capacity, which we do not need. Okay, so my prediction is that Hammer is either going to be in Pod or it's going to be in Hera. I'm hoping it's Pod. Otherwise, we'll have wasted a lot of time. Okay. Be comfy. I mean, technically, he is offering a service, so it's what's right? What's the right way to phrase this? It is legally acceptable stealing. Okay, instant big key. Which means that the logical progression is going to be through this side. That's kind of fugly, actually. Especially if you don't have Hammer to begin with. Or at least we have mirrors, so when we get to the end, we can just mirror back to the front. I guess it's not that bad. Just kind of feels suboptimal. Pop, pop, pop. I love when I get that movement to work out right. We can actually kind of do the speed round around here, which is kind of cool. It's a slightly modified version of it, but still. Supers. Then this just has to be another small key. God damn it. I always forget I don't have to do that when I'm just going straight north. And speedrun trick time. Okay, that was a nice quick setup. That was cool. Well, my speedruns could go like that. Okay, the lack of useful items is concerning me. Unless we find Hammer within the next 3 chests, we're going to be in kind of a screwed state. Or 4 chests, rather. There's 2 down here, 1 there, and then 1 in the room below. That's not helpful. That's not helpful. Okay, this has to be another small key. Otherwise we wouldn't be able to get to the boss. So, this sucks. I guess we check Hera. We don't have gravity either, so we can't even do Meridia yet. That's the most annoying thing. Actually, let's go ahead and do Spike Cave before we do Hera. We got plenty of health and magic for that. Actually, we can do Dark World just in general. I think I forgot to do the Dark World variant last time we were here. Or no, I don't think I had a Moonpearl back then. That's why I didn't do Dark World. It's possible that it could be in like Hookshot Cave or Super Bunny Cave. Because to my knowledge, we haven't actually sequence broke any of our items. Still not helpful. Anyway. Where are you going? You appear to be pondering. Just for the sake of it, let's find out what we need to get into Turtle Rock. Please don't be Ether. Okay, good. We're currently not pressured to enter Turtle Rock. And now that I've said that, we're going to find Quake in Hookshot Cave. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Okay, another bottle. Last one, even. Hammer! Hell yeah. Okay, so let's still check Spike Cave, because we are still missing at least flippers for go mode. Actually, I guess while we're here, there's not really a harm in doing Hera. Just in case, you know, flippers are here. We can also get the tablet too, which could also be useful. Okay, instant big key. Ow. That's not a good sign. As long as you don't find a map, we're good. Oh, it didn't work the way it was supposed to. I think if I use the hook shot, it'll actually trigger the floor panel still, which I do not want. Ooh, temper. That's a good find. We still haven't found... Yeah, we've not found a map yet. Damn it. Double damn. Oh, God. We're good. I'm in fact okay at this game. Yay, not the map. Alright, so... Alright, so the key item we're still missing is flippers. Once we get that, we are in... Well, flippers and gravity. I keep forgetting about gravity because I feel like we're already beaten all of Metroid even though we haven't yet. But yeah, 2 items from Go Mode. Let's still check up on like cave before we go. Ooh, perfect. Okay. Ice Beam is actually kind of nice. So... I don't think it matters too much which dungeon we complete first. The pot is literally just the boss, and then we're good to go, so let's take care of that first. After that, we can... Oh, yeah, the only thing we've done out of logic so far is do most of Ice Palace, which so far hasn't really mattered. Yeah, we still technically need flippers to get inside there. So actually, we know flippers are not going to be inside Ice Palace. That's an important thing for us to keep in mind. We've already got both the tablets. Yeah, I don't even or haven't even tracked which Dark World dungeon has the red crystal yet. Which there's a chance it will matter. I don't know what the odds of that are. Actually, there are still 2 other checks in Metroid we could do. Namely, Waterway and the Speed Booster check in the Climb. I'm not sure what that room is called. But there's at least those 2 rooms we could still do. Where else? Already done Smith Chain. We can still do hammer pegs, but that's just one check. Still can't do any of the boots checks yet. We currently can't get into Turtle Rock. There are like no good choices right now. Yay, I did it. Yeah. That was an item, but it wasn't useful. Yeah, we're not going to find Flippers at Ice Palace, but just go ahead and... I will first. We're not going to find Flippers at Ice Palace, but let's just go there and get it finished up so we can be done with it. Okay, we do have both red crystals. That might mean... Actually, you know what? Let's check that first. I'm getting kind of a hunch. Hopefully it's a correct hunch. But I do not have a good track record on it, in all honesty. Next, what else can we do? We finish up Thieves Town. We finish up Skull Woods.